You're watching Allied Services Friday Night Rivals, presented by Hazelton Honda.
Welcome inside Veterans Memorial Stadium. We're in Scranton, Lackawanna County. This afternoon, the Lackawanna Football Conference Division II Championship is on the line, as well as playoff implications. It's Valley View and Scranton Prep. Good afternoon, everyone, and happy Halloween to one and all. Welcome to a gorgeous afternoon for Friday Night Rivals. Joining me, as he always does, former Tunkhannock area coach Jan Sechak. Hannah O'Reilly is on the sidelines. She will join us shortly. And, Coach, that's the best costume you could come up with today?
Well, it's my James Franklin impression.
As your wife would say, take the mask off.
Take the mask off.
Well, let's talk a little football, playoff implications. We know Valley View is out. Crestwood and Dallas will now play for the District 2 4A championship as the Mountaineers beat Berwick last night 14-7. Scranton Prep, though, they're still in that running with Lake Lehman and Lakeland. They have to take care of business today, and a lot of other things have to happen as well.
Well, right now, Scranton Prep does have to worry about Valley View. They control their own destiny at this point. What they're trying to do is eliminate Valley View from their playoff hopes, which they are, but they want to gain those power points. More importantly, they're hoping that Lake Lehman loses to Crestwood today so that they don't gain power points and they will now get a better seed in the playoffs for that two-team division.
Let's talk about what's going to happen on the field today. Valley View comes in after a loss to Western Wayne last week, but their biggest question mark in the offseason was replacing Janasa Boone at quarterback. They found themselves a pretty good signal caller. He's the coach's son. He's our Toyota Spotlight player, Adam Hawanitz.
Adam Hawanitz is a sophomore. He's 6'4", 215 pounds. This year he's thrown 20, and he's been out of 24 completions, and he's thrown for 292 yards, 3 touchdowns. More importantly, he has gotten this offense going in the right direction for the Cougars.
For the Cavaliers, they run a balanced attack. We see a lot of London Montgomery. We know what Patty Grady can do through the air. His favorite target, he's our other Toyota Spotlight player. That's Robert Rossi.
Another tall kid, 6'4", and he's a great receiver. He has 4 touchdowns this year. 3 of them we've seen, he reaches over the defender's back and just snatches it away from him. More importantly, on the defensive side of the ball, he has 2 interceptions at his cornerback position.
It's the last regular season for us on FNR as we start playoffs next week, and you couldn't ask for better weather. Let's check in now with the weather with Allie Debicki from the Fox 56 News, first at 10.
Hey there, everybody. It's Chief Meteorologist Allie Debicki with your forecast, and the play looks good. Our forecast is looking sunshiny for the Valley View versus Scranton Prep game today. Temperatures are going to be crisp, though, so keep that in mind. We're holding on to the 40s through kickoff and halftime, something you'll want the extra layer for. As we head through the duration of the game, though, staying dry across the board. We will talk more about what to expect through the game, but we'll send it over to the field for now.
The Cavaliers have lost to the Cougars the last 2 seasons. Scranton Prep needs to take care of business to see what then happens in the playoffs. It's Valley View and Scranton Prep next.
You're watching Allied Services Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.
Here come the Cougars trying to make it 3 straight wins over the Cavaliers. Scranton Prep trying to get a win for a possible playoff berth. Welcome back, everyone, to a beautiful afternoon for high school football at Veterans Memorial Stadium. We're in Scranton. The third member of our crew is Hannah O'Reilly. And Hannah, beautiful afternoon to watch high school football, and we will have fans in the stands.
Bob and Jan, we are excited to be back here at Scranton Memorial Stadium. We were just here last night. It was a lot colder and the stands were a lot more empty, but today the vibe is a lot different. Everyone is excited, the sun is shining, and there are a lot more fans in the stands. Here's how the tickets are going to be laid out today. Scranton Prep sold 600 tickets to today's game, and Valley View sold 800. We have Scranton Prep cheerleaders, we have Valley View cheer and band, and we also have Scranton Prep's homecoming later on today. So like I said, it's going to be an exciting game here at Scranton Memorial Stadium, and I don't know about you guys, but we're ready for kickoff down here on the field.
We are ready as well. Scranton Prep will receive. London Montgomery deep to receive the kick from James Liparulo. And we are set for football in the Electric City on a Saturday afternoon. We have cheerleaders, we have a band, and we have a Lackawanna College kickoff on the way. Little squib kick, taken by an up man. And Scranton Prep brings it up forward. Ben Frederick returned that. So Patty Grady is the quarterback for Scranton Prep. And the last time we saw him coach, he put up 332 yards on Western Wayne. I think the biggest number on there is the 0 at the bottom.
Absolutely. 12 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. And he had a career game when we saw him about a month ago. So we expect the same thing coming out of Mr. Grady today.
They'll start with the run. Valley View is right there to meet Montgomery after a short gain. And Valley View's defense was tested last week against Western Wayne. They ended up losing that game to the Wildcats last week, 25-16.
You'll see number 53 here, Drew O'Malley, lead blocking up there, pulling from his left guard position. Again, that defensive line for Valley View is really big and strong up there, and they're going to have a hard time trying to establish that run.
With such a balanced offense for Prep, if you're George Hawanics, what part of the game do you take out for Prep?
For Prep,
which one do you stop?
I would be concerned with their passing game. We know what London Montgomery can do.
And he's doing it right here. Nice gain up past the 50. He should have a figure law first down, and he does.
They're going to try to establish, obviously, the run game to open up that pass game. So, again, London Montgomery, now we have 52. Anthony Nicotera pulling for him, lead blocking. And, again, Prep's doing what they always do. They're just playing hard, physical, smash-mouth football.
Valley View's defense, no slouch, even though they gave up 25 points last week to Western Wayne. They come in giving up 103 total yards, just 13 through the air. Playing tight defense, looking for that run. Montgomery has a gap, and he falls forward for about 3. So nothing fancy so far from the Cavaliers.
Conceretti on the tackle on that one. Again, we're seeing what Scranton Prep does. You know what they're going to do, and they just challenge you to stop it. Here you go. They're going with the RPO with the motion, going the opposite way. And then Nicotera, again, lead blocking for him. And, again, the Cougars are going to have a rough day trying to stop London. But I think, again, talking to Coach Hawanics, he was, concerned about that pass game.
Safety Adam Hawanics playing up only about 6 yards from the line. They're expecting to see the run. It's Grady, his first pass. He tries to get it out to Gianello, and it goes incomplete. And now the Hazelton Honda offense for the Cavaliers that average 47 points per game. Golay's the fullback. We saw a lot of Montgomery. Wide receivers against Western Wayne, when we saw them, had a great night. We already talked about Rossi. Mulligan had a touchdown in that game, and they want to get the tight end going as well. It's a young offensive line, but they've been playing well throughout the year.
They are very young. We have 3 juniors and 2 sophomores out there. They average 235 pounds. They're just going to get bigger and stronger, and we're going to see Prep get better and better each year.
Here comes the blitz. Noto got Grady, and Grady ill-advised pass, and it is intercepted by the Cougars. No, they say it hit the ground. The back official said it hit the ground. It goes incomplete, and Dante Randall almost had an INT.
There's a great pressure by Noto on there to force that ball in there. And you see it did hit the ground. What I loved was the official was on his knees checking that. It was they're going to make sure everything is done right today.
This is a top-notch crew in the Lackawanna Football Conference. We'll go check out the referees in a little bit. So Rossi on to punt the ball away. Skeen and McInder back to receive the punt. Nice high
Beautiful
kick. It's going to go into the end zone, though, and I think it'll be a touchback. So the Cougars will come out, and they'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. We talked about him as our spotlight player, coach. There you see Hawanics' number on the year. Again, 0 INTs, and throws with a little bit of different motion than we're used to seeing.
He really does. It looks like I got to ask Coach if he's a javelin thrower. He's got that motion out there, and he's just a big, strong kid, and he's a sophomore, which is he's only just going to keep getting better and better. I alluded to the other night during our video blog that he gets coached 24/7. He doesn't get a break because having Dad there, He's going to make sure it's done right.
Dad was a pretty good quarterback himself, but not much of a passer. Noto up, just going through the Cavalier defense. It's a figured law first down, a gain of 10 on the first play of the game. I know the Cougars were not happy about losing to the Wildcats last week.
No, they were not, and they're coming out with a vengeance, and they know this is a rivalry game. The two schools don't like each other too much. Valley View loses kids to Prep, so they want to make a statement with their young offensive line out there also.
Both teams have beaten West and Honesdale, you know, both not very good records, so this will be their best test of the year. Kilmer out. He is a nice gain. He's up past the 45, 15 for the Cougars.
Kilmer on this, they run that lead ISO play. You'll see motion coming, and then the fullback comes at us, takes on the defensive end. Kilmer, bounce to the outside. Don't go inside. Easy for me to say up here, you know, but again, we saw that last night. Always go away from where the defense is.
Don't tell Valley View you're not making the playoffs, because now they're mad.
They are very
a lot of pride in Cougar country. The two big running plays. Try to sneak Noto in there. That's read quickly by Golay, the linebacker. Let's check in on the Hazelton Honda offense for Valley View, averaging 36 points per game. We saw Kilmer with the run, and Noto's already touched the ball with Hawanians back there. The receivers, some inexperience, but they're playing well. Mimo in there and McIntyre both have a touchdown, and the tight end playing well. And up front, that's where it all starts. They're young as well. They have no seniors on the offensive line.
No, and they average 250 pounds. And we know how successful Valley View has been the last 2 years. They knew they were going to struggle because they had a great senior class last year trying to replace all those athletes.
Quick hit to Hawanians, out to McIntyre, goes incomplete. Well, I guess both teams did play Western Wayne, so I'll correct myself. So that was their toughest game. We saw what Prep did to Western Wayne. This annihilated them. Of course, now the Cougars lost to the Wildcats last week.
And we saw, when we did the Prep Western Wayne game, we saw breakdowns on Western Wayne's secondary, and Prep, to their advantage, they took advantage of it, and they really made them pay for those mistakes.
And George Hawanians talked to me about that in pregame. They watched that film. They're not going to hopefully make the same mistakes. Third and long on the way. It's Noto off the left side. He's taken down after a 6-yard gain. He's going to be well short of the first down. Galay in there, along with O'Malley.
They just go with their power play. They're pulling number 64, James Kasserin, out there from the right guard to the left, trying to overlap, trying to get that extra blocker out there on a defender, but not enough for the first down.
There you see the punter, Corey Bushta for Valley View. London Montgomery to receive. No rush, high kick. Both teams get out of the way, and it dies right around the 23-yard line. So each team has had a possession, and each team has punted the ball over. We'll check in on the Valley View defense now, giving up just 8.3 points per game. They do have 4 sacks, 2 interceptions on the year. Last week, Janisevich had a good game for them, for Western Wayne.
They did.
Did Zane, yep.
Again, we know Zane Janishevsky up at Western Wayne is one of the premier running backs up here in the Lackawanna League, and he's a very good one. And Valley View.
Montgomery's out of the open. He's going to be tough to catch. He breaks the tackle. No flags. It's a Hazelton Honda touchdown for London Montgomery.
78 yards.
Thank you. I was going to add that up.
What I was starting to say when that play was developing is Western Wayne knows that they've got a great running back here, and you'll see this right here. Again, they do a full block with the guard center. London Montgomery right here just keeps those legs driving and keeps going. Good ball security, high and tight, and he just breaks out with that speed that he has for a 78-yard touchdown.
Chase Stevens on for the INT. It is up, and it is good. So Montgomery breaks free, 7:40 left in the first. The Cavaliers take the early lead. So one play, the Cavaliers are on the board on their second possession, and they lead Valley View now 7-0. So it's a Lackawanna College kickoff for Stevens. Mimo and Skeen back to receive. High, deep kick, taken from the 15. This is Skeen, still on his feet. Nice return for the Cougars, steps out of bounds inside Scranton Prep territory at the 36-yard line.
Fluffy pancakes? Wayne's Family Diner in German on South Washington Avenue has them. Serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner all day starting at 6 a.m. Everything we serve is homemade with the freshest ingredients. Homemade meals at their finest, including soups and desserts. Good food, good friends, and good times.
Tight bunch for the Cougars. Maybe a movement up front, no flag. Little end around to Mimo, and he breaks through. He scoots through inside the Allied Services red zone for a figure law first down at the 14.
Boy, I'll tell you what, Mimo on that it looked like that defense just split wide open, and he just takes, great job with the instant replay here. Look at that gap up inside, and he just does a nice job with a great burst for that figured law first down.
It's like a fight in the first round. Both teams trying to feel each other out. Now they're opening things up, a 22-yard game. Back to the ground. This is Kilmer.
Oh, nice hit.
Kilmer taken down quickly. Was that Golay out there, 44?
Yes.
Does have 33 total tackles coming in, does Golay.
You'll see this again. They go with that outside lead. Nice job blocking out. And there, it's number 8, Gianella.
Yep.
Wow, nice job coming down.
Vito with 32 total tackles on the year. The Valley View looking to tie this up. Good blocking up front so far by both offensive lines. Figure law first down, first and goal, Valley View from the 4.
Here we go. You'll see Valley View get a good surge. And what I like seeing here is that the offensive backs, the running backs, are actually attacking the defenders and just getting them so that the running back can get sprung for that extra yardage. Nice job.
O'Malley on the tackle for the Cavaliers, but both defenses now getting slashed by the run on both sides. Valley View doing a nice job in response after a real nice kick return. From the power eye, Noto has a gap, and Noto's in for a Hazelton Honda Valley View touchdown. His third of the season.
You'll see Noto on this. They go power eye, and they're going to pull number 54, doing a true power. And again, those guys are doing a nice job sealing and kicking out. The power back kicked out that outside linebacker, which allowed him to go in for that stand-up touchdown.
Liparulo on. He boots it up, and he boots it through. And we're tied with 5:50 remaining here at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Scranton. Of course, these two teams over the last 5 seasons have been two of the best, really, in the Lackawanna Football Conference and even in District 2.
And I'll tell you, Bob, these two teams, here we go with that different angle of that. You'll see the kick out block and the lead block, and Noto just goes in for, like I said, that stand-up touchdown. Nice job by the Valley View Cougars offensive line.
Prep won the district title, the 3A title, 4 straight years before Wyoming area won it last year, and then Valley View won it the last 2 years before Dallas did. So 2 of the last 3 years they've been champs. And again, they battle it out in Division II all the time, and George Hawanitz there in his 14th season. Terry Gallagher on the right in his 5th season. How about Terry Gallagher's record? 52-8 in 5 years. He took over for Nick Donato, and he picked up where Nick took off, and he built this Cavalier program into a threat.
They really have, and what we're seeing is from both teams are young, hungry, aggressive type football players. And that's why these two teams are the top here in Lackawanna the Lackawanna League, and Bob, as you said, in District 2 up here in Northeast Pennsylvania.
So the Lackawanna College kickoff is taken by Golay, and Prep has it at the 34-yard line. Both teams establishing that running game as you might expect.
Again, we're seeing what two established teams do. They don't change what they're doing. They'll have a couple little different wrinkles in there just to surprise you, but they're always going to get back to what they consider their basics.
So Patty Grady comes out in the shotgun with Montgomery next to him. Montgomery nowhere to go. The Cougar defense read that. And let's check it out now on the Hazelton Honda Valley View defense. Giving up 8.3 points per game. Murphy in there with 8 total tackles on the year. Randall, 6 total tackles. The linebackers very active, as you might expect. TJ Noto leads the way. And the secondary might be tested today. Skeen has 3 total tackles. McInder as well is playing good football in the secondary for the Cougars. Montgomery dives forward. We'll bring up 3rd down and long now.
We just saw Chris Conceretti come from his cornerback position on a blitz from the outside, and he got that first hit in there, forcing Montgomery back into his help. Going with the RPO, and right there you see him. And again, now the linebackers converge, D-line's right there.
Noto, number 8, has 31 total tackles in his career. We called his name for the last 2 seasons. Montgomery goes in motion. Grady with protection, going to go out into the flat. Has Christian Graniel, but he's going to be 2 yards short of the first.
You'll see a nice job here by Jordan Rebor and Colin Skeen of Valley View. They see that pass out there, and watch them converge. They're going to what they call break down, burn the hips. And again, they're right at the sideline, just push them out of bounds.
Rossi on now to punt. Skeen and McInder deep to receive again. Plenty of time. High kick. Takes a Cavalier bounce inside the 20. And Valley View will take over right at the 13-yard line. Some Cougar keys straight from George Hawanitz, Coach.
Can't give up big plays. All right, they're 0 for 1 right there, and sound for 3 aspects. And what Coach means is on offense, they have to be playing defense plays and no breakdowns on special teams. Again, that one play, again, London Montgomery's a special type of kid. He's got that ability to make that big play, and he made the Cougars pay for that for their lack of tackling.
We mentioned in the pregame about Scranton Prep watching the scoreboard. Lake Lehman is playing Crestwood, and they're in the second quarter. Lehman leads 7-0 right now. Good defense there from Prep as Kilmer had nowhere to go. The chains have moved backwards and loss of 1.
But we'll see on this. This is a definite cutback where you saw he takes 2 steps to his right, cuts back to the left, but there was a wall of purple defenders right there, and there was a loss of 1.
Gianello on the tackle. The 5'11", 195-pound senior. Hawan is looking to his left, out quickly, and Miss McInder. A little miscommunication where that he was supposed to go.
And they're discussing that on the sideline to make sure that they're on their right page, same page, and get that reception this time. 3rd and 11, Bob, so I would suspect possibly a screen.
There you see George Hawanitz. Won those 2 district titles a couple years ago. Both teams offer up great JV and freshman programs, and that really shows you what kind of programs they have.
And it's so important to have those feeder programs so the kids are getting football experience.
Hawanitz has a receiver. Noto got behind the linebacker. Makes the catch. He's in Cavalier territory. It's a figure law, first down at the 35 for Valley View.
TJ Noto coming out and slips right behind the defenders. A nicely thrown ball. And again, he had to reach back for that. And you're going to have that with a sophomore quarterback. But I'll tell you what, that was a field-changing reception right there.
Mackerel on the tackle, but Valley View on the big play gets out of their own side of the field. And they give it back to Noto. And he's taken down after a couple yards.
That's the same play that they scored on. They go power I, and they're going power left. Bob, the atmosphere here today at Memorial Stadium is outstanding. We've got a great crowd from Valley View, the Scranton Prep faithful. There's a lot of them here, and the cheerleaders, the band. This is a great Saturday afternoon.
This is why so many people wanted to play football despite what's going on in the world. They're doing it safely on both sides. Hawanitz, the pressure. Here comes the blitz. They can't get the big quarterback. Hard to take down. He falls forward, a 5-yard gain. That's all number one.
Talking to Coach Hawanitz about his son playing quarterback, he said he's a gutsy kid. He's quiet, but he says he likes the physicalness of football, and we can see that. He's just determined to try to make something out of nothing, and he gains 5 yards.
6'5", 210. It's just a sophomore. He's tough to take down. So an opportunity now for the Cougars to keep the drive going. Pitch to Kilmer. Kilmer has a figure law first down. He trips and falls. They're going to mark him at the 19.
Kilmer, yeah, that's the second.
Oh, late flag is coming in. Some pushing and shoving after. These two teams don't like each other.
No, they don't, but you'll see at the end of the play right here, he just pushes, and he didn't have to do that. He did that earlier, and the official I saw spoke to him and said, all right, keep it in check. And then that time, second time, you know, they're not going to let that go because they don't want to diminish that how this game is going to be played by something silly.
This is a good crew for the referees.
The play was over. Personal foul, 28 offense. The result of the play is a first down, 1st and 10.
So it is a first down, but it's going to back them up 15, take it all the way back to the 34-yard line. And Coach, that will not
That won't
that
sit
will not
well
sit well with Coach Hawanitz.
No, it will not. Because with Riley Kilmer, again, now he's got one. If he gets another one, he's gone. He's ejected.
We saw that last night in the West Scranton game.
And you see Coach Hawanitz he's really upset because he knows he's better than that. You got to keep those emotions in check and just play the game.
So Hawanitz in the shotgun on first down. Just tipped at the last second. Boy, number 5 got in there. TJ Rogue. Noto would have had it for near a first down.
He does a nice job. Again, Hawanitz kind of telegraphed that, and he does a nice job stepping up, and he almost had it. But again, he was leaping, and it just knocked the ball down. Great effort.
Scott Silchak, longtime offensive coordinator for Valley View, calls the plays. Hawanitz back into the shotgun. Good play by Gianello, taking down Hilling, I believe, number 2. Loss of 1.
What a great job reading that, taking on and getting right through the block to stop him for a loss. And that was a great effort.
His 4th TFL of the season. His first one here today, so 3rd and real long. Prep going to bring in the nickel package, expecting a pass from the Cougars. Prep will only rush 3 on this. And we're going to have a timeout, I think, from Valley View. 18 seconds left in the first quarter. I don't know if they needed the timeout. They probably could have ran the clock out.
They could have, but I think they just want to make sure this is a crucial, and for Coach Hawanitz and the staff, this is a crucial first down because they want to try to get another score in here. And they're going to make sure, first things first, Bob, let's get that first down.
Well, we'll see if they'll need that at the end of the half. It's Keystone College timeout. Usually windy here at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Scranton, kind of a wind tunnel, but not much wind to speak of today. In fact, the windmill isn't even going. So that's unusual for down here.
It's kind of, yeah, Bob, now that you mentioned it, I'm looking at the American flag. It's blowing towards us. The flags at the uprights are going right to left across the field, and the wind generator is not moving.
So now that personal foul really looks bad because they have not been able to do anything.
No, they
since
stall,
then.
and again, it's what we call a drive staller. You don't want that because now everything's going, and that momentum, you lose it, and it's sometimes tough to get back.
They're going to go 5 to the left. 5 wide receivers in there. 3-man rush. Hawanitz looking left, over the middle. It's red. It's popped out and caught again, I think. No, they're going to call it incomplete. Probably a great call. I don't know who hit him, but that was a great hit.
That was. Jordan Rebar coughed that ball up, and he was lucky to get it back. But again, that was kind of weird that it was only like a 2-yard gain.
Max Mulligan.
Max Mulligan. We're going to be calling his name a lot today.
So the defense holds for Scranton Prep. After that personal foul on the Cougars, they'll be forced to punt. Now this is where you don't want to put it in the end zone. This is tough though. Bush to the kick, little low line drive. It'll only end up being about a 16-yard punt, and Prep will have it right about the 17-yard line, as that will end the first quarter. So it's a good one here in the Lackawanna Football Conference Division II. There's a championship on the line, and we're tied at 7, headed to the second. Scranton Prep with the ball as we get set to begin the second quarter. Bob I, Jan Cechak, Hannah O'Reilly. We're in downtown Scranton for some high school football here on MyTV. Prep gets the ball back after holding the Cougars. It is a nice little run from London Montgomery. And Montgomery having himself another great season.
They go with the pull on that. You're going to see number 53 and 52, 53 and 52. Both guards pulling to the right on that to try to get that like sweep, that power sweep going that Prep is known for.
Grady in the shotgun, looking downfield, has some time. Gonna air it out. He has Mulligan, but tiptoe, and goes incomplete. Well, a nice pass, though.
It was, and if I was the defense coordinator, I'd be concerned because we didn't have number 11. Robert Rossi covered the way their secondary coverage was. He was available on the seam, and with his height and his athleticism, he's a threat every single time he's on the field.
Both teams have scored a touchdown in the first quarter. Montgomery out. Here comes the big rush. Grady under pressure. He has Gianello, the tight end. He has a figure law first down, tripped up to the 34. Gain of 15.
They went motion to the left. They had trips out there. They brought all 3 receivers in and swung the tight end, Noto, right back out there. That was a nice play, nice design play for that figured law first down.
And so what you're going to see from the Cavaliers, they have a very balanced offense. We saw that against Western Wayne. Now they're going to go to the air attack. To the sidelines. Good coverage by Valley View. Trying to hit Max Mulligan. And Sean McIntyre was on the coverage.
And you're going to see if we get that replay from the guys down there. They ran a flood pattern. Here we go. You'll see the trips to the side. You have one guy doing a short, one guy doing a medium out, and then you got one guy stretching the zone. I'll tell you, and what I like is that they don't put their receivers in the same spot. Rossi has gone from inside slot to wide slot to split end, and now they have a man over by himself.
Montgomery juggles, but Valley View is right there. Read that play. Good job by, I think, McIntyre to come up. He did. Makes the tackle, and it's a loss of about 5.
They went to a diamond formation out here. 4 receivers to their right side. They go with that quick screen. And again, nice job by the Cougars sniffing that out and then gang tackling, getting in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys.
So a long 3rd down now facing the Cavaliers. Grady a lot of time standing in the pocket. He throws it short. His first interception. That's Skeen. He brings it up inside Cavalier territory. Valley View takes over at the 39.
He was dropped by Robert Rossi on that. Again, that ball, he had time to throw. There wasn't a lot of pressure in his face. Just an ill-advised throw, trying to make something happen in here.
Now Rossi was behind him. He just
was.
didn't throw it far enough.
He just threw the ball too short.
So Skeen's first interception of 2020 gives Valley View good field position. Power I. Toss to Kilmer. Kilmer with a nice hole. Up for 9. Kilmer coming in at 120 yards on the ground and 3 touchdowns. Valley View always seems to find that tailback.
They've never really struggled to find those athletes. And one thing I know Coach Juanes is really proud of is the track program at Valley View. They've got kids every year they're contending for the district title in track.
Noto out of the eye. Up for a figure law first down. Bounced out of bounds, about 6 on that.
Again, they're just going with that lead ISO right in there. And Noto is just a tough young man. He's been on the successful teams here at Valley View the past 2 years and wants to make sure he's going out as a senior in style.
Of course, Tyler Schwartz on that right side. He's been in a couple years, 6'4", 270, just a junior. He's been on that offensive line. He's anchoring that off the right-hand side. Right now, they've been going that way a couple times. Kilmer has a nice hole. And the line doing a nice job. He's up for about 4.
Again, number 59, Jacob Casarine, the sophomore, the 5'11", 220-pounder. You'll see him pull. There he goes right in there, looking for work. He finds a linebacker, chips him enough for the running back, Kilmer, to get that yardage.
Prep has only given up 78 yards on the ground per game. And I didn't add anything up, but I'm thinking Valley View is near or above that so far here in the first half. To Mimo, gets the edge, and Mimo is dragged out of bounds. Late hit, I think Grady took him down late. It's a figure law first down at the 13.
They just come with the end around right here. And Mimo, I'll tell you, they're going to have to find Mimo on here. And this is where the penalty occurs. He's out of bounds, and with the throw down right there, that's why they threw that flag.
After play was over, personal foul, late hit out of bounds. Number 10, defense. Half the distance, result, first down.
John Goebel getting our sideline camera today, doing a nice job.
He did a fantastic job yesterday, and he's doing it again today, getting those great shots, being at the right place at the right time.
Power I now for the Cougars, first and goal from the 7. Noto, big drive, knocked down at the 1 by his number counterpart, Gianello. But you can see the hole from here, and we have a couple of Cavaliers still on the ground getting up slow.
Right in there, there's that same power play with number 59 lead blocking there, getting to that second level, and those guys, the offensive line is starting to take control right now to put them at the 1 yard line.
So Golay has to come out. He's holding his elbow. That'd be a big loss inside for Scranton Prep. He looks like he's going to be okay, but he's out for this. Second down and goal. Noto's in for an easy Hazelton Honda touchdown. The Cougars convert the interception and the points, a drive of 39 yards.
Noto's second touchdown looks very similar to that first one. Stand-up touchdown. We got number 59, Jacob Casarine. Again, I keep stressing his name, Jacob Casarine, because that offensive line's doing a tremendous job, and with that pulling that they're doing up there, they're getting that extra blocker on the defender.
The kick is up and good by Liparillo, and the Cougars take their first lead of the afternoon. 7:19 left in the half. Valley View up by 7.
Welcome back to Scranton Memorial Stadium. Now, it's not every game that the band gets to be here, but Valley Views is here, and I wanted to take the time to talk to their drum majors, Paige Morgan and Mickey Matamuso. Now, Paige, you guys sound great today. Talk to me about what preparation went into game day.
Well, we were lucky enough to have rehearsal a few weeks before our first game where we ran through our field show songs, and we were lucky enough to have drum major auditions where I was chosen as the junior drum major. We spread them all out, made sure we were 6 feet apart, had the section leaders make sure that they were socially distancing and like telling them to spread out if they weren't. And yeah, a lot of hard work went into getting us where we are today.
Well, you guys sound great. Now, Mickey, this is your senior year. How does it feel to be playing with your band one last time, and do you have any future plans in music?
So it honestly doesn't feel real at this point. I remember being a freshman and looking towards my senior year, wondering what it would be like and constantly thinking about it, and now it's so different from what I thought it would be. So it's sad, but I'm glad we got to be here anyways. And for my future, I'm hoping to major in music education, maybe at Ithaca, hopefully. I'm sending in my applications today, we'll see.
Well, we wish you the best of luck. Now, obviously things are up in the air. We don't know what's going to happen next, but if things go as planned, what does Valley View have planned for the rest of the school year?
Well, as of right now, Valley View will be virtual until January, which is the end of the semester, so we will not be having our annual Christmas concert, which is unfortunate, but hopefully, if things go our way, we'll be having our spring concert in end of April, early May.
All right, well, fingers crossed that you guys get a great rest of your school year. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. Bob and Jan, it's always great when we have a band here.
It really is.
Yeah, it is. It just makes high school football feel like high school football.
It's the atmosphere that everybody always knows.
So you saw the kick return by Montgomery. It was all the way up in Valley View territory on a penalty way backed up the the Cavaliers to their own 12. That's almost like a 50-yard difference.
It's a big swing, and again, London Montgomery had a great return, but if we ever, again, Christian Reneel on that, he lit a kid up, and it was legal, and that sprung that for the extra 10 yards. We saw in the first offensive play that they did a counter trade. Now we'll see again, London Montgomery getting back to business, just driving and chugging those legs with a great offensive line surge.
Billy Pasqualiccio calls the offense for Scranton Prep. Went for the wrong pass the last time, 3 passes, cost him an interception. It was right immediately back to the ground game.
Do it, I mean, go to your bread and butter.
Yep.
Again, they're going to try to keep you honest. They know they can throw the ball. They've had success, and they're not afraid to throw.
They're going to hit Rossi. He's got his defender beat, but again, the pass was a little bit short. He got behind Mackerel, and he was wide open.
He really was. Again, Robert Rossi, we talked about how much of a threat he is. He's behind. The ball floated a little bit much, but again, give him credit here. Number 26 coming in, Skeen, and coming in and breaking down.
Excuse me, that was Skeen. Colin Skeen on the coverage. The junior. And again, not much wind here today. Back to Montgomery. He finds a little gap and he falls forward. It's going to be 3rd down and about 6. But that opens up the secondary a little bit. They try to throw deep a couple times.
And as a secondary coach, your defense coordinator is going to say, tell you guys, loosen up, loosen up, loosen up. But what that does now is if you bring in the secondary back, now your run game, you're going to be vulnerable to the run because you're not going to have that secondary support.
George Hawanitz runs the defense. Montgomery, nowhere to go, falls forward, going to be short of a first down. Good tackle in there by Dante Randall, the junior. And I think the punt team might come on.
Here you go. Number 53, Drew O'Malley, pulling for that power. And again, the Cougars' defensive line is not being pushed off the line of scrimmage. That's why they're not able to get London Montgomery to spring free.
So the Cougars hold. They should get good field position out of this. There you see Rossi to punt. Skeen and McInder back to receive. It's a high kick, a little short. Oh, it hits. It hit a Valley View player. We have a flag coming in. I think we might have a hold on the Cougars as well. It hit McInder, and he's lucky he got it back. Let's see what the flag is, though. Graniel got up saying, I got held, and let's see if that is what they're going to call. Right now the ball is right at the 42-yard line. Got 5 referees now going to talk it over. I don't know if we have a replay of that or not to see the hold. It is going to cost Valley View, I believe.
They're going 15. Interference with the opportunity to make a fair catch.
Oh, okay.
Defense. 15 yards, first down.
Interesting call.
Yeah, very interesting. That's going to cost the Cavaliers. And it gives them the ball inside Cavalier territory at the 47 for Valley View. They're up quickly. Back to Kilmer. Rogue on the tackle.
Right here, they're just running a base ISO. We call it Bob up front as an offensive line coach, which means big on big. You're just doing man on man right there.
Every time you talk about that, I have to look at you. I think you're saying Bob. You're like calling my name.
You're infamous in football. You just didn't know that.
Noto finds a little bit of running room. It's going to be third down. Burke on the tackle, Kohut there.
Do a nice job. They go fullback trap. Again, number 59, Kasserine. And we see a blitzing linebacker coming in from the prep side. I'm not sure if that was Michael Golay or not. That put pressure, that forced him back inside.
Timeout, Scranton Prep. 3:30 left in the half. Terry Gallagher, who also runs the defense for the Cavaliers and is the head coach, calls the Keystone College timeout.
Penwood Financial Group has been in the local Peckville area since 1987. Together, our team has decades of experience in the financial service industry. Whether your goals include preparing for retirement, college, or just building your personal safety net, call Penwood Financial Group, and we promise you our full commitment.
Beautiful afternoon here in downtown Scranton. Keep an eye on the Lake Lehman Crestwood game, coach. It's in the third quarter, and the Black Knights holding on to that 7-0 lead. Of course, if Lake Lehman loses and Prep wins, I'm told Prep and Lakeland will play for the district championship.
I'll tell you, it's a shame because we have 3 premier programs this year that are having great years, and it's a shame that one team's going to have to sit back and just watch the other 2 battle it out for the state playoffs.
Prep showing the blitz. They bring it. Hawanitz is going to keep it. He's got some blockers in front, and Hawanitz has a figure law first down. Taken down by Graniel at the 21. Gain of 21 for the quarterback.
Coach Wasilchak goes with fake toss left, quarterback keep right. Look at that gap in there, and look at Juanes go, juking in there, trying to get it done. He's only going to get better. He's like a puppy right now. He's just so big and lanky, and he's just going to grow into that body, and he's going to be a really, really good quarterback.
He's that deceptively fast, that's what I'm told, with those big strides as Kilmer goes nowhere. Rogue with the tackle, about 2-yard gain. And he's tough to bring down because he's so tall
and big.
200 plus pounds.
Yeah.
Valley View playing much better than they did last week against Western Wayne.
Well, they came in with a chip on their shoulder, twofold. One, because of the loss, and two, it's prep week.
And this is the first time Prep's been tested all year, too. Some easy wins in their first 4 games. Nice gap. Graniel again from the secondary making the tackle. It's going to be close to a figure law first down.
A lot of shifting, a lot of movement, trying to get the linebackers. They weren't biting on it. Grinnell does a nice job with great form tackling, both arms wrapped around those legs, and he turns them and takes them down.
Well, Valley View threw a wrench with no huddle. Terry Gallagher calls his second timeout. We're under 2 minutes to play in the half in a very good high school football game.
It's been what a great afternoon, Bob. I said that earlier with all the fans, the band, the cheerleaders, and we have 2 teams battling it out one for pride, one for playoffs.
Okay, here's what the Cougars went through their 4 games. They forfeited their first game to Delaware Valley. They weren't ready yet. They didn't get that 3 weeks of preparation in. They fought it. They lost against the district. So then they easily beat the next couple teams, and then they get into a Western Wayne team that's playing a lot better. Western Wayne beating North Pocono last night. Now we're told the Cougars are looking for another game next week.
Yeah, and Coach said that they're possibly going to have Malvern Prep from the outside of Philadelphia. So they want to get these young guys as much experience as they can this year.
Inside the Allied Services red zone. Noto with a big hole, and he's in for a Hazelton Honda touchdown again. That hole was so big, I could have ran through it.
Again, they're not doing anything different. This is what he scored his first 2 touchdowns on. This gives him his 3rd for the afternoon in the first half.
Barullo in for the extra point. And the Cougars now have scored 21 straight points, and they lead the Cavaliers by 2 touchdowns now. Less than 2 minutes left here in the first half.
You'll just see, again, number 59, Conserine, again, he's looking for work. They did such a good job. The offensive line did such a great job down blocking that he was looking for work. And again, another stand-up touchdown for Noto. He's having a great senior day, great senior first half for him.
That's his 3rd touchdown of the day, I believe.
It is.
He scored all 3 touchdowns, did TJ Noto. So it's a 6-play, 47-yard drive. They take advantage of that penalty from Scranton Prep. So give the Cougars credit. The last 2 possessions, they had an interception they converted into points, and then they had a interference call on the punt that they turned into points.
And you said it, Bob, they're taking advantage of it. And when they were on offense in the first quarter and they had that 1 penalty, it stalled their drive, and Prep couldn't capitalize on that.
Hit a Cavalier player, and it's going to be at the 21-yard line. Now Scranton Prep has 1 timeout left. They trail by 14. Valley View gets the second half kick, though.
So Coach Gallagher right now is going to put together he's probably going to say, I know he talked to his offensive coordinator, let's get a drive, let's get another punch one in now. And we've seen London Montgomery can break them at any time.
And the Grady-Rossi connection hasn't happened today. Give credit to the Cougars. Grady will start from the shotgun. The blitz from the outside. He avoids that, and he gets it out to Rossi on cue. And he's going to be about a yard short of a figure law first down.
And more importantly, he stepped out of bounds to stop that clock. This was a great job by Robert Rossi to cut back. He saw his quarterback was under pressure, shortens the length of the pattern, comes back to the ball, and gets a 9-yard gain.
Grady's lucky he got out of that. Valley View put the pressure on from the outside. Four-man rush for Valley View. Here comes the blitz from the outside, though. Out to Rossi again. He turns and goes out of bounds. It is a figure law first down, up to the 45.
Smart calling the outs, the quick outs here. You got the first down, and then again, you stop the clock. More importantly, save that timeout until you need it.
I believe we have a timeout on the field. I didn't see who called it. I'm assuming Valley View did.
I believe they did, Bob.
So the Cougars call their second Keystone College timeout. And Scranton Prep wants to get something on the board before we go to the half. Well, coming up in the Toyota halftime report, we have Hannah with a bunch of interviews, including with our friends from Allied Services. It is homecoming here today for Scranton Prep, so it's an extended halftime. So she'll talk to Scott Gower, the athletic director here for Scranton Prep, and there are some keys to the game for the Cavaliers.
The Cavaliers want to win the turnover battle. Really hasn't happened yet. But the big one that is capitalized, that's yelling at us, is play physical, which is what Coach Gallagher always stresses and wants from the Cavaliers week in and week out.
Grady with protection. Finally, that breaks down, and Grady's taken down. First sack of the game for Valley View. It looks like Patrick Murphy comes up yelling. I think Randall was there as well, and the ball's all the way back to 35.
We can't see it right there. 25, right at the beginning, does a great swim move over top to get that initial contact and pressure, and then here we come, the Cougars defense cleaning it up.
Coach Awanitz dials up the blitz, and it works. Clock's still rolling under a minute. Some stunts up front. They're going to go out to Mulligan. He was open. Mulligan still on his feet. He goes down. It's a figure law first down. They're inside Cougar territory at the 41-yard line. Clock stops with 48 seconds. He was wide open.
Again, nice job by Grady getting that ball out. Great ball, great reception. He was wide open. Right there, he comes in, he's tucking it up. He was moving the ball over, and he just lost balance and fell.
24 seconds. Grady back. Here comes the blitz. Little out to Rossi. Rossi gets out of bounds, about a yard short of a figure law first down, but more importantly, it stops the clock.
We talked about Prep's passing game today, and again, it's starting to hurt the Cougars a little bit. They're playing the soft coverage right now, but again, the Cavaliers are getting behind, and they're playing smart, seeing where the dead zone is, throttle down, and he can. And again, Robert Rossi comes back for the ball, gets out of bounds to stop the clock.
They do still have that one timeout remaining. They can go over the middle if they have to. Grady checking the sideline. He comes up. He can run if he wants. He's taken down. It's a figure law first down. That will stop the clock momentarily. Up for 10. They also have that timeout left. Here's the replay. Hit a big lane to run through, and they call that.
Patty Grady does a great job seeing that, getting that figured law first down.
Coaches, the clock ran. They're going to check the clock while.
Here we go. He's looking downfield. They ran a switch pattern closest to us with Rossi. They had him double coverage, trying to bug that off, and he didn't like it. Patty Grady turns it upfield. The clock did start to run because the official, once the chain was said, he had his arm in motion. So that's why Coach Gallagher called that timeout.
So it was a quick timeout. The ball at the 22. 17 seconds left in the half. Gonna go up for the 6'4" Rossi, and he's blocked out, and no penalty back there. Nice coverage. Hawaniss was back there. 2 6'4" guys going at it. So no advantage for Rossi.
No, not this time that we've seen in previous games. Again, good pickup here by number 7, London Montgomery, picking up that outside blitzer coming in. Just laid that one out just a little bit too deep in the end zone.
12 seconds left. Chase Stevens is a decent kicker. He was hitting from about 35 yards in pregame. It'll be a little long field goal. Probably needs some more yardage. Going to go deep to Mullet, to Rossi again, and in and out of his hands. He had an opportunity and it fell incomplete, and that brings up 4th down.
Big number 71, Tyler Swartz for the Cougars, is unblocked, and he's not. I think he was stunned that nobody blocked him, and he could have put a lot more pressure on Patty Grady, but he didn't.
McIntyre on the coverage. So with 4th and 10, field goal, no field goal attempt coming by Stevens. You can get a 1st down, but it has to be pretty quick. I think you go right to Rossi again, right?
They're going to have to get all their receivers involved in this game.
He's matched up with Skeen on the outside. They're going to go to Rossi again, throw it up for grabs, and it's intercepted in the end zone. Nice job by McIntyre to block off Rossi. And with under a second to play, Valley View gets the 2nd turnover of the game.
Well, coach didn't want he wanted to win the turnover battle right now, and he's not really getting that done. Again, ball was kind of thrown a little choppy in there, but again, great position by the defender on there to break that ball up and get that interception.
So good job by Valley View.
They'll
hold Prep down to 7 points.
And you called Sean McIntyre's name a bunch of times just in that series, and you could see that they were trying to take advantage of him.
Well, a well-played first half between 2 very good teams for the Lackawanna Football Conference Division II Championship. The Cougars roll off 21 straight points. They lead the Cavaliers by 14.
It's halftime here at Friday Night Rivals, and we have stopped by Allied Services to talk to CEO and President Bill Conaboy. Bill, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Hannah.
Now, Allied Services, you guys are a big name in the community. You're one of the top employers in this area. Can you explain to some of our viewers who might not know, what is Allied Services?
Yes, I can. Thank you very much. Allied Services is a regional post-acute healthcare system. We do business in about 25 counties here in Northeast and Central Pennsylvania. We have 2 inpatient rehab hospitals. We have several skilled nursing facilities, personal care homes. We do home health, we do in-home, we do hospice, we do mental health, behavioral health. We have a vocational training center, etc. We do everything that's in the post-acute care arena of healthcare.
Now, some of your employees have worked here 30, 40, almost 50 years. What would you say makes Allied Services a great place to work?
Yes, we have, as you said earlier, we are one of the largest employers here in the region. We have just about 4,000 employees. And I'm here myself almost 30 years, and I'm still considered a new guy. So I'd like to think that it's the atmosphere, the collegiality that we have here at Allied Services. People genuinely care about each other. They've watched each other's children grow up. They've experienced good times and bad times, but they stick together, they care for each other, and most importantly, they respect each other and those we care for.
Now, elephant in the room, coronavirus. It's thrown a wrench into everybody's day-to-day life, a lot of jobs. What is Allied Services doing to kind of get over those hurdles of the pandemic?
Yes, we've been in the thick of it, again, particularly in post-acute care. People come to us from acute care hospitals. And of course, this has been part of the problem with the spread of COVID-19. So we've been in the thick of it. We've had many, many cases. And we've been at the front line with PPE, personal protective equipment for our employees, screening, etc., separating people. And we've done a lot. We're very proud of the work that we've done. We've brought many people from the beginning through successfully coming out of COVID-19. So we're in the thick of it. The storm is kind of quiet right now. We're hoping there's not a resurgence in our area, but we're very proud of the work we've done.
So whether it is injury or an illness, Allied Services is always helping people get back on their feet, and we want to thank you guys for what you've done in the community.
Thank you. We're honored to do the work we do in our community.
Thank you, and thanks for being here.
Thank you.
I am joined by Erin Pilch. She is the Assistant Director of Nursing for Allied's Inpatient Rehab. Erin, thank you for being here today.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
So, Erin, can you explain to us how important nurses are at a place like Allied Services?
Oh, nurses are key for 24/7 care of the patient, from medication passes to treatments, to make sure that the patient benefits from the therapy that they're needed to receive.
So if somebody has a healthcare background, how could they get a job at Allied, and how would you guys prepare them for that?
Anybody thinking about getting into the medical profession can come in to be a nurse's aide. Start off right at the basics. That is, they can get a feel for what it is to be in the medical profession. They can see a lot that goes on, and also nurses, LPNs, RNs. We are looking for anybody in the medical profession that's interested and wants to keep and be an intricate part of the medical profession. There's a lot of experience to be had.
So coronavirus has, caused a lot of changes for a lot of jobs. What have you guys done to kind of get over those hurdles?
From day one, Allied has been very key in making sure the patients and the employees are safe. Everything, masks, face shields, gowns, gloves, we have everything to keep the patient and the employees safe. We started from day one also when it was mandated to do the screening coming into the facility and leaving the facility. So we are prepared.
Well, Erin, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for the work that you do for Allied Services.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Scranton Memorial Stadium. It is halftime here. Athletic Director Scott Gower, sorry about that, is very busy, but he's taking time out of his busy day to talk to us. Now, Scott, your fall sports at Scranton Prep have been very successful this season. You know, your golf team won states, your tennis team state semifinalist today, actually, and your football team has had an undefeated season. What has contributed to all this success?
Yeah, today's homecoming for during the football game. Our tennis team was in the state semifinal, and our golf team, here with Matt Tressler, a senior member of our golf team, they won the state championship earlier in the week, and Matt finished second last week at the individual, so super proud of them. I think what led to all of our success was the players and the coaches just buying into the COVID policy the school put into place, and just following that.
Now, some schools are in session, some are not, and some are doing fall sports, some aren't. So that's probably causes a lot of challenges for an athletic director. Can you talk more about that?
Yeah, so Scranton Prep went with a blended model. So we have, most of our students are in the building. There are some students that are home virtually, so they have that option. And it's just, for myself and the coaches, it's just keeping track of which students are home, which students are in school. A lot of emails to the parents and the students for practices and games. So it was a lot to keep track of, but I think we did a good job. And the coaches, they do an awesome job for me.
Now, whether they're sports or not, obviously these kids need to go to school, and coming up in the next few weeks for students who might be interested. Can you talk more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Typically in October, we do our open house. COVID put a little bit of a pause on that, but our admissions department is still giving small tours. So if you're interested in that, certainly call our admissions department at the school. And on December 5th, they're doing the prep test, which is ultimately a springboard for next school year. So you can register for that online, scrantonprep.org/prep test.
All right, well, if anybody was interested in going to Scranton Prep, I think Scott just sold everybody. Bob and Jan, back to you guys.
I'm Bill Conaboy, President of Allied Services. During these particularly challenging times, we're pleased to continue our support of high school athletes and high school athletic programs throughout the communities we serve. We also honor our employees and all frontline workers who have held the line and stayed the course throughout this pandemic. Thank you.
On behalf of Allied Services, we're happy to present Scranton Preparatory School. A check for $250. Accepting it today is Scott Gower, the athletic director, and his assistant athletic director, Mark Seitziger. We want to thank them for having us here on a beautiful afternoon. A nice crowd on hand on both sides, enjoying Jan Cicak, a very good Friday Night Rivals Saturday edition football game.
What a great game today. Oh, my. We've seen a lot of great things. We've seen some bad things. Bob?
Yeah. I mean, Prep opened up with a nice scoring drive. Montgomery got loose, but since then they've held him in check, have the Cougars, but Valley View scored 21 answered there.
And they've done a great job with that running game, and TJ Noto's having the game of his career right now.
Now, I was told I had to get a costume, so I got a hat. I got at least a hat to put on.
Yeehaw, cowboy.
Yeah? I'm like Woody from Toy Story, right? Woody from Toy Story?
I could see that, yeah.
Okay, well, I think it more fits you. But how about we take a look at some first half highlights, and you're going to take us through that.
Absolutely. So right now, we're going to see London Montgomery on the toss, 78 yards. He goes in there, keeps that leg drive going, showing determination for Prep to get them on the board early. Nice run, nice burst.
And made it 7-0 in the first quarter.
And we're going to come back with TJ Noto's first stand-up touchdown. Look at the great job the offensive line and his running backs do for him to get him in there untouched. Then we come back, Grady's pass right in here. You'll see this nice ball, gets it right out there, turns and goes, gets pushed out of bounds.
And I think Cougars defense held on that and forced him to punt.
Hawanitz right here to Noto. Got behind the defense. Does a tremendous job. Look at the leg drive.
Oh, 55
yards right there. Now, Patty Grady right here just threw the ball a little awkward for his first interception of the year, and he was picked off, and it does it again. They respond with this. They turn it over. TJ Noto, same play. Stand-up touchdown for number 2. Then we come back. Fake the toss, and Hawanitz does it with his legs this time. Gets him in a great scoring position.
Graniel with a touchdown-saving tackle.
And they go back to the same play that brought success 2 times earlier, giving TJ Noto his 3rd touchdown. Now, the Prep answers. They come back. They're starting to throw the ball around. They're getting downfield. They're putting a nice drive together. Again, we're looking right here. They're trying to go downtown right before the half, and that's how the half ended with an interception. Patty Grady, 2nd interception of the day and of the year.
Well, Prep came in on defense, giving up only 78 yards, points per game, and I'll give you more stats after this. Well, both teams back on the field after the extended homecoming halftime, and as I was saying during break, Scranton Prep coach has given up only 78 yards per game on the ground. Today, Valley View has scorched them for almost plus double that, 160 on the ground for the Cougars.
Well, again, we're seeing what Valley View knew they could do this year, and they're doing it against a very good Scranton Prep team. And I'm sure Coach Gallagher at halftime was stressing we have to do that one thing that we want to do, and that is we want to play physical football and start tackling and wrapping so that there's no yards after the initial hit.
Kilmer has 74 yards on 9 carries. Noto has those 3 touchdowns. He's rushed 11 times for 56 yards. Hawanitz is just 1 for 5, but it's that big one for 55 yards.
Well, and that was a key to get the Cougars now back on top. And they looked really good for a young football team today. And Prep, again, we know what they can do. We've seen them all this year, how fast they can score.
Yeah, Montgomery scored on that 78-yard run. That was his longest run, obviously, of the day. He has 10 carries for 101 yards. Look for the Cavaliers to maybe establish that running game again.
Try to keep the Cougars honest on this. Again, we saw they moved the ball really well before the half. Again, desperation pass with less than 2 seconds ago before the half for that last interception.
Grady is 7 of 16 for just 72 yards, but more importantly, 2 interceptions, which Valley View has taken advantage of. So that's where we are at the half. You can see Scranton Prep out there stretching after the extended halftime. Valley View awaiting them, and the Cougars will get the second half kickoff, and now that comes up on the Scranton Prep defense to make a stop. So why is it important for Prep to get back in this one? Well, they're waiting on the Lake Lehman game to see what happens there if they make the District 2 playoffs. First, they have to win. They have to hope Lehman loses. Well, right now, unfortunately, that is not happening. The Black Knights lead Crestwood 14-0. They're in the 4th quarter now.
And with the way the playoff situation has gone this year, they're only taking 2 teams from AAA coming into this game, we had 3 teams that are undefeated. And right now, Prep has got themselves a battle here, and they've got to take care of business here at Memorial Stadium before they can think about next week.
Very impressed, very impressed. We'll take a look at standings quick. Very impressed with both offensive lines.
Wow.
They played really well today.
For 2 offensive line units that are young, and here are the
standings, yep. Western Wayne with a nice win over North Pocono last night. They got some points, but again, it all comes down to if Lake Lehman wins, they're in. They'll host Lakeland next week.
Correct. And it's a shame, as we were just discussing, the playoff scenario this year with only 2 teams going from AAA, and you can see how great their records are.
Both offensive lines, again, playing well. I mean, there's some good holes in there.
And what's interesting, I was doing during the halftime, I averaged out what they are. And we have 235 for Scranton Prep, and we have 245 pounds for the Cougars. So it's pretty evenly matched, and they're not really losing anybody. On the Prep isn't losing anyone. And we have on the Valley View side, we have no one's being graduated. So these 2 teams are going to be loaded again for next year.
Biggest difference next year will be the quarterback position. Hawanitz is back. Grady moves on. Prep's backup was supposed to see some action this year. He got hurt in a car accident. He hasn't played at all. They have a freshman as the backup. So that's going to be the weakness next year. You got Montgomery coming back, and you have your offensive line coming back. That's a bonus.
You know what? Those are 2 huge bonuses when you have a running back as established as Montgomery, and we've seen him morph from his sophomore year to this year. I mean, he's doing tremendous work back there for the Cavaliers, and having that offensive line, that's going to give that quarterback time to mature back there.
We have Skeen back there, Nemo back to receive this time. The Lackawanna College kickoff from Chase Stevens. Skeen out of bounds from his 12. A lot of purple jerseys there. Somehow Skeen gets out. He has open room and a blocker. He ran right into the purple team with the purple. If he went to the outside, he might have been out. Gone for a touchdown. Instead, they'll have the ball at the 44-yard line. And you were going to say, I can see you over there. Go outside, go outside.
I almost hit Bob. I'm saying all this work was done by this young man. He had great blocking initially, and he broke back against the blocking coverage, and he's starting to outrun the defenders, but then he cuts back in where those guys are taught to take that angle, pursuit angle.
Mimo on the jet sweep, up for about 7.
Anthony Mimo is only 5'9", 155 pounds. And I'll tell you what, he's got a great burst. They keep utilizing his speed with the speed sweep, the end arounds on this. And because his stature is a little bit shorter, sometimes he gets lost behind those offensive linemen.
3 carries this afternoon for 37 yards for number 11. Back to Kilmer. Maybe 2 yards, 3rd down upcoming. Big Jimmy Burke on the bottom of that, 6'1", 280 pounds.
You'll see right here, again, number 59, Jacob Kasser, and I keep saying his name over and over again because Valley View's not doing anything different. They do what works for them.
We talk about the first possession of the 3rd quarter, how important it is. Explain why.
Well, it's all about momentum. At this point, they had a great return. Now they want to put the nail in the coffin on Scranton Prep and really force them to go into a passing game that they're not used to.
They're going to run the quarterback. Hawanitz has a figure law 1st down, shuffles through up to about the 30-yard line.
Here we go. They're just bringing everybody to the left-hand side. You see number 25, lead blocking up in there, Matt Smith, and doing a nice job to get Adam Hawanitz that figured law 1st down.
Prep has to find a way to stop the run. Kilmer, he's not even touched until he's almost 7 yards downfield, Coach. That is the offensive line playing at its best.
They're doing a great job moving people out. Now I'm going to call James Kasser in. That must be Jacob's twin brother doing a nice job getting his first name first shout out, getting a nice trap on there.
Again, the Cougars have been eliminated from the district championship game. No playoffs this year. And they are not playing like that. They're playing like a team that...
They're on a mission, Bob.
Yep.
They really are. They just want to prove how good they can be and how bright the future is for the Valley View Cougars.
Little bobble on the snap, and Noto shoots through the middle. He had a nice hole. He's up inside the Allied Services red zone. Another figure law first down for Valley View.
He's walking a little ginger right now, coming back to the huddle. You'll see in here, the drop ball goes right back into his hands. They just go with that fullback dive right up the gut.
Grady with the tackle. Two tight ends set inside the Allied Services red zone. A little pitch and nowhere to go for Kilmer. Looked like O'Malley shot in there.
Drew O'Malley did a nice job at his defensive end position to string that play out. Oh, it was 52.
Nicotero.
Nicotero, nice job. I apologize.
It was close. I thought it was either or.
And again, he did such a great job stringing that out that the running back had nowhere to go and allowed the defense to converge on him.
Toss left. He gets the edge, does Kilmer. And Kilmer's on in for a Hazelton Honda Valley View touchdown. 21 yards, and the Cougars extend the lead.
Great job with this on the toss play. Great, right there was the key, number 25, sealing the defensive end, allowing, that was Matt Smith, allowing that fullback to get out there and score that touchdown. Nice job by Kilmer, good burst.
Liparulo in, and a little bobble on that. The extra point will go no good, but it's still 27 unanswered for Valley View. Coach Gallagher wants to talk to his defense quickly and give credit to Valley View and the Cougars. They marched down, opening drive of the second half, 44 yards, all on the ground.
And it took off 3 minutes and 55 seconds off the clock.
7 plays, Coach. And let's see now if the Prep can get back into it. Now 27-7, they're down. And the Cougars looking to make it 3 straight over Scranton Prep. They beat them last year 42-19, and they beat them the year before 27-15. Hannah's down with some special guests. Hannah, who do you have?
Bob and Jan, I am here with Molly and Claire Devine. When they are not cheering on athletics, they are doing community service. Now, ladies, when the pandemic started, you guys said, how can I help the community? Talk to me about what you guys did.
Well, we created these cards from computer paper and marker, so it was just like all homemade cards, and we made over 100 of them, and we sent them to St. Mary's Villa.
So now you got the supplies, you made the cards, you dropped them off. What was the response from the community?
The nursing homes were super excited that we were able to send them cards. We were not, unfortunately, able to go in due to COVID, although that would have been amazing, and that would have been so awesome to see their faces, but we got a lot of positive feedback that made their day because they haven't been able to see people.
Now, do you guys have any other future plans of things to do within the community? Is this something you guys regularly do?
Yes, we regularly do service. I lecture at church, and she cantors at church. You know, Prep really instills in us to do service, and I think they've done a great job since I was a freshman, and I'm super excited to continue.
Now, Prep seems like a great place to go to school, and I hear that you are going to be giving tours starting tomorrow to prospective students. Talk to me about what's going on in the next few weeks.
Starting tomorrow, I am giving tours to the incoming freshmen next year, so the current 8th graders. And the test is in a few weeks, so make sure you register or learn more at www.scrantonprep.org.
And you might just land a tour with Molly. Ladies, thank you so much for talking to me, and keep up the great work in the community. Bob and Jan, we'd love to see it.
We absolutely do love to see it. A Valley View Cougar down off the play, and congratulations to those 2 girls.
That's
do a
really
nice
neat.
job, the sisters.
That's really
The
neat,
sisters.
the whole community service thing. A lot of schools do that, but I understand Prep really stresses that as part of their curriculum.
There you see the play. Montgomery going to go for 12 yards, and we have an injured Cougar down. Can't see who it is.
I think he's just having a cramp
Noto.
right now.
I think it's Noto.
He
Number
came
8.
up on that earlier drive. He ended up coming back to the huddle, just kind of limping a little bit.
Big game tonight over at Old Forge. Want to go down to that, get some pizza?
We might, Bob. What do you? Well,
Lackawanna Trail in Old Forge at 7 o'clock.
I'll put the rest of my Penn State garb on. Maybe they'll think it's James Franklin.
There
I
you
don't
go.
know.
Noto limps off. Yep, might be a cramp. So number 8.
That's not a bad thing. If it, again, it's the way the trainer was stretching him out. To me, indicated it was a cramp.
Trail still in contention for that AA championship.
And we know those two teams do not like each other.
No.
They've battled every year, back and forth. Whoever wins goes on to the playoffs.
Difference this year is Trail's AA, not A. So Old Forge is already moving on into the state playoffs. They did not play last week. Okay, Prep down 20. On the move after the pass play. Grady plenty of time. Tucks it and runs. Patty Grady up inside the 35.
That play, Patty Grady was under a little bit of duress, but Rossi was open and broke his pattern off. And again, he just didn't check him off. I think Rossi might have been his third progression on that because he was on the left side and Grady was checking off on his right.
Looks like the Cavaliers are going to stick with that air game. No, Rossi's wide open. He got behind Hawanitz, and he is just short of a touchdown, half-yard short.
Well, Coach Gallagher is going to go to his big guy, the man that's got the receptions this year. That's 2 plays that they've gone one-on-one, and you can see he beats the corner. But again, the way that Grady rolled to his right, the safety moved to that side and allowed Rossi to be wide open.
That's Hawanitz back there. Prep up quickly. Montgomery puts his head down. I don't think he got in. Great job by Valley View.
I think he was stoned right at the line of scrimmage. That defensive line, Patrick Murphy and Louis Marion up on the inside there, they did not get pushed back. We have another cramp down for the Cougars.
Yeah, we have another player down for Valley View. This is 44, Coach.
Dante Randall, I believe.
Yep. Again, at least only, 4 games in? 3 games really for Valley View, so body's not used to playing this much, is it?
And especially in this type of game where there's so much adrenaline going through, and these kids are playing every down as if it is their last.
Update from Lake Lehman and Crestwood. The Comets just scored. They cut the lead in half. They're in the 4th quarter. It's 14-7. They'll work on the Valley View Cougars. 6:19 left here in the 3rd quarter.
Bob, did you say you wanted fluffy pancakes for breakfast tomorrow?
Yes, I did, Jan.
Well, you should try Wayne's Family Diner in German on South Washington Avenue, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner all day starting at 6 a.m. Everything we serve is homemade with the freshest ingredients, homemade meals at their finest, including soups and desserts. Good food, good friends, and good times.
How were the pancakes, Jan? Prep back out after the injury, trying to cut into the Cougar lead, and a lot of movement up front. Going to go against Scranton.
72.
Prep.
5-yard penalty. Remain 2nd down.
I believe Christian Kohut was called, number 72. So instead of 1st and goal from the 1, it's now 2nd and goal from the 6 inside the Allied Services red zone. That Valley View line, offense and defense, are really playing well today.
And We're going to see how they respond right now, how Prep's offensive line can deal with it.
Montgomery
Nice
shoots
job.
through. He's in for a Hazelton Honda touchdown. A 6-yard gain and a touchdown for Scranton Prep. A little pushing and shoving after.
London Montgomery right here. Great job by the offensive. Look at that surge. Look at the block downfield by number 44, Michael Gole. Just kept driving his man into the end zone, and London Montgomery followed that block in.
Second TD of the game. Stevens' extra point is up and good, and Prep cuts now the lead down to 13 here. 6 minutes left to go in the third quarter. So nice drive put on.
Look at that right there. Nice hole that opened up in there. Great job by that offensive line of the Prep team.
5 plays, 51 yards officially. Now the thing for the Cavaliers is they need to stop the Cougars, and they haven't been able to the last couple possessions. We'll see if they get back into it. Valley View's playing very well, much better than they did last week against Western Wayne.
Just that one breakdown by Hawanitz on that in the secondary. And I'm sure his dad's going to really talk to him about that. And the secondary coach is going to say, be disciplined, stay home, just play your assignment. Don't do too much. Just do your job.
So the Cavaliers will line up for the kick. From 2015 to 2017, it was all Prep in this series. And in fact, Valley View leads the series 25 to 18 overall. Now they're in the same division. They play every year. And a lot of kids from the Valley View School District that attend Scranton Prep. So hence the, animosity once in a while. Lackawanna College kickoff by Stevens. Live ball taken by A.J. Kaharski at the 32. So Prep.
Penwood Financial Group has been in the local Peckville area since 1987. Together, our team has decades of experience in the financial services industry. Whether your goals include preparing for retirement, college, or just building your personal safety net, call Penwood Financial Group, and we promise you our full commitment.
Cougars back out, up now, 13, back to the ground they go, and Jimmy Burke brings down, it looked like Kilmer on the carry. Three yards on that. Give Valley View credit, they have not turned the ball over today.
No, they have not. And right now, Coach Hawanitz and Coach Wasilchek will probably just take their time getting the plays in. There's not going to be any sense of urgency.
Toss to Kilmer. He shoots through. Golay closes the gap on that, and it'll bring up third down.
It's kind of neat to see the Prep defense, just how well they play, how they flow to the ball. You always see 4 or 5 purple jerseys around trying to make that tackle.
Coach Gallagher getting the defense in for Scranton Prep, along with Scott Wasilchak on the Valley View side. The chess game now, under 5 on the play clock. Third down. Keep it on the ground. Prep able to string out Kilmer. He'll be short of the first down.
You'll see this in here. They just do what they've been doing all day, just going with that power lead. Again, this time there was just too many purple jerseys on the outside. And they, again, I just mentioned earlier how well they floated the ball. Coach Gallagher, when we've watched practices, he does pursuit drills every single day with his defense to make sure that they can do this without even thinking about it.
Timeout Cougars on fourth down. George Hawanitz saw something he didn't like or wants to make a decision. I don't think you go for it. But I think in this Keystone College timeout, what I'm saying is don't kick it to London Montgomery. Kick it away from him.
Kick it away or just kick it out of bounds, what we call a corner kick. Tell the punter right now.
Or do you fake it? He's talking to Skeen in there, I think. Number 26.
This Sunday, it's an NFL doubleheader. First game is the Green Bay Packers as they host the Minnesota Vikings. Then Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints travel to Chicago. Fox NFL starts tomorrow morning at 11, only on Fox 56.
Coach Awanis was talking to Colin Skeen. He is the up back. Bushta holds it, high kick, does kick it away from Montgomery, but he'll be able to get it on the bounce at the 25. And he's babuskied. He got hit hard by number 24, Ian Little.
Ian Little he
crushed him.
He dotted the I on that one. He just jumped on top and just took him down. London Montgomery, nice move in there, and you'll see, here he comes.
Ooh.
He's just right on top.
Lucky he didn't get a penalty hitting in the head. You have to watch that now. But that was a good tackle, and the Cavaliers take over around their 30 now, trailing. Plenty of time in this game. We're only in the third quarter. Montgomery looks a little shaken up. He is coming off the field. Grady back. Pressure. Oh, he just overthrew Rogue, and he had him in the flat.
We had two Cavaliers in the same area, and I'm sure the offensive coordinator for Prep's going to be, he's talking to him right now. He's talking to the quarterback, giving him a play and saying, make sure those guys are running the proper patterns. It makes for an easy defense when you have two guys in the same exact spot with one defender.
London Montgomery remains on the sidelines after that big hit from Little. Just going to grab a drink. So it looks like Rogue is in there. Four-man rush. They send linebackers. Flipped out to Rossi, and Rossi picks up 11 for a figure law first down.
Well, Coach Gallagher's just going to do what they're going to do. They're not going to be going for the home run ball right now. They're just going to be working the ball down the field, work the chains. Rossi does a nice job coming back for the ball, spins, and gets the first down.
Grady going to roll. Flips it out to Graniel, and it is brought down inside Cougar territory. It's a figure law first down, and it's a gain of 16.
Christian Grinnell on this play, incredible concentration, pulls that ball in and owned it. I mean, great pattern, great ball right there. You can see that Prep is running. They had trips to that side. They were running that flood pattern that we talked about earlier. Long, medium, and short.
Bad snap, but somehow Grady picks it up to Rossi, and Rossi, he's up close, and he will have another figure law first down. Now I'm watching the sidelines. The trainer is talking to London Montgomery. I said that hit was high on him. He may be shaken up.
Again, nice ball to Rossi. Again, Patty Grady he knows always has Robert Rossi to throw to. He's trying to spread the ball out to the other receivers, trying to keep the Cougars on their toes.
They're going to stick to the air. He gets it out.
Christian Grinnell again.
Yep, Grinnell out of bounds inside the 30.
Again, just a quick out here, coming across. Nothing fancy. Let's just get the short gains and keep moving the sticks.
Montgomery now going to take a seat on the bench. That could be a huge loss. Terry Gallagher now coming over to talk to him, and I think he's done. Grady back. Pressure put on over the middle to Mulligan. And a flag comes in real late. This is a late hit on the quarterback.
Possibly.
Patrick Murphy was there.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 25, defense. Half the distance, automatic first down.
Matt Smith going to be called. That will give Prep 15 more yards.
So you'll see in here, they're just doing a drag. He goes right in front of the linebacker, gets taken down for a very short gain. But again, discipline. The game's not over. And I know Coach Hawanis is not going to be happy that his kids are just being a little zealous out there right now, doing things they shouldn't be doing.
Here is Montgomery. Looks like he's going through concussion protocol on that big hit from Ian Little off the punt. But they haven't needed him on this series. But all through the air and in and out of the hands of Grinnell. He had a little bit of running room.
Doing a lot of crossing patterns in here, so that's going to be confusing secondary. It confuses the linebackers. And again, that's just a miscue right there by Christian Grinnell, who has been really sure-handed this series.
Still in the third quarter. Prep on the move, trying to cut back into the Cougar lead. Grady gets out of one tackle. Another big hit by Ian Little again. And he's going to be sacked for about a 6-yard, 7-yard loss.
The Cougar secondary now is starting to tighten up their coverages, and the offensive line is now not moving their feet. They're just waiting for the Cougars defensive linemen, but they're just keep that pressure going, and that's the sack.
So 3rd and long for the Cavaliers. They send the linebackers, and it's batted down at the line of scrimmage by Noto. TJ Noto got his hand up and batted that one down, and it brings up 4th down for Scranton Prep. So Billy Pascaliccio getting the play in.
You'll see right here, they do a turn back protection. You saw the offensive linemen, they all turn to the right, pushing the defender that side. And again, TJ Noto's having a great game, and he blocked a key pass right there.
Single coverage on Rossi to the outside. Let's see if he looks that way. He will. He's going to go over the middle and try to hit another receiver, Mulligan, in there. McIntyre with the coverage, and Valley View takes over on downs. So Prep did a nice job, but the Cougars defense holds.
That's a nice ball by Patty Grady. Great placement. Again, just a little bit overthrown. And we know that this game there's a lot of time still left, and we know that Prep is going to keep pounding and pounding at them, and we're going to see a great 4th quarter.
Lake Lehman and now Crestwood in the 4th quarter, tied at 14.
Wow.
Crestwood has come back with 2 unanswered touchdowns. Flip to Noto, gets a block, and he gets hit hard. Gain of 8.
That was number 34.
That's the freshman.
That was Max Schnippes coming in here. 6 foot, 260 pounds. Nice job coming from his defensive line position, scraping down the line and making that hit.
Of course, his brother played at Valley View last couple of years. He's very familiar with all the kids on the other side. But it was a gain of 7 for Noto.
You mentioned that earlier, Bob, that a lot of Valley View students end up going to Prep.
The Cougars again at the toss to Kilmer. Mulligan wants a hold on Noto. There's no flag, and they're going to be close. Just 1 yard short are the Cougars.
Max Mulligan from the linebacker spot blows up the fullback. Noto on that to stop that play. and more importantly, not give Valley View a first down.
Thought it was a textbook block. 3rd and 1 now facing Valley View, leading by 13 in this Lackawanna Football Conference Division II championship game. Power I. Noto hit, and it's going to be on the mark. He's had to get to the 35. One official has it, the other one's a little short. Let's see which one they go to. I think he's going to be, it may be a measurement.
This is what that TJ Noto scored 3 touchdowns on, but Prep this time, they were prepared for it, and they stopped them, but unfortunately they got the first down.
It's figure law first down for Valley View. That helps them roll the clock out. We're late in the 3rd.
Delay.
Yep. So that will cost Valley View 5 yards and stops the clock. This is a fantastic high school football game. What we expected from these two teams on the last regular season weekend for some. They're going to run Hawanians. They string him out. He gets about 5 yards back. That's about it.
Prep has gone to their 6-3, I would call it their goal line defense. They've got 9 guys within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage, and they're taking away every running lane possible. And you can see that the Cougars are struggling with that right now. Coach Gallagher's rotating players in, trying to get some fresh legs in there. The defense has been out a little bit longer than he would like.
They have been in this half. Kilmer cuts it back up near the 40. Going to be short. Bring on 3rd down now. 3rd and about 6 or 7.
Here we go. Just that lead block right up in there. The power lead that they just are famous for doing. And short gain, that penalty kind of has stalled them a little bit, but they still have 3rd and 7.
It's a good one here in Scranton. 4th quarter on the way. Enjoying a good one here at Veterans Memorial Stadium in the Electric City here in Lackawanna County. Bob I, Don Cechek, Hannah O'Reilly on a beautiful afternoon in downtown Scranton. Valley View leads by 13. We have one more quarter in the book, and they've done a nice job on the ground. Hawanian's going to go to the air on 3rd down and long, and Prep holds them there. Will force a punt.
They actually lost a yard on that play. They swing the slot back out. You see number 11 getting into the picture there. And then right there, just a reception, but it's actually a 1-yard loss.
Drew O'Malley got out there, and they'll bring the punter in, Corey Bushta. Max Mulligan will go back to receive the kick. Nice high kick, fair catch by Max Mulligan. Bobbles it quickly, and he recovers it. And Prep will take over at their own 35. And Hannah, what do you have for us? I know, if you notice, might see some cones on the field for Scranton Prep.
Yeah, that's right, Bob. So Scranton Prep has been very adamant about keeping those social distance guidelines. They laid cones out on the sidelines to make sure everyone stays within their distance. We see that the staff has been keeping their masks on, and if you look up in the stands, everybody is grouped off from family to family. So while everyone's excited to be at these games, it's very important that the schools continue to follow the guidelines put in place.
Thank you, Hannah. Definitely. London Montgomery's back in the game after the concussion protocol.
Looked like Patty Grady's arm got knocked a little bit on that one. We'll see in here. Yep.
Good eye, Coach.
Well, it's the only
You're
one
up pretty
I have.
high here, you know. We're up pretty high in the press box. Great view of the field. Let's see if they sneak a run here or not. Down by 13. It's intercepted, trying to set up a screen, picked off by guess who? TJ Noto is in for the pick six. The third interception of the day for Grady, and it's a big one. I didn't get the yardage yet, but it's a Hazelton Honda touchdown.
35 yards. Right in here, they're trying to do the slip screen onto the inside, and TJ Noto off to the races. And I've said it 3 times, I'll say it 4th time. Stand-up touchdown for TJ Noto.
30 yards on that INT. Liparillo just gets the kick away, and it is up and good. And Valley View on the defensive turnover extends the lead now to
Here's
20.
that replay. Grady dropping back. The offensive line are already tacking downfield to set that screen up. And again, TJ Noto, very disciplined in there. Nice job, picks it off for that 35-yard touchdown.
He's waving to the camera. He's definitely up for one of our players of the game. It'd be a huge win. Great response from the Cougars. Even though they got knocked out of the playoffs, they came in with an attitude they were gonna, come in and play the best they could, and whatever happened, happened, and they are taking it to prep today.
They are really, really, like we said earlier, 2 chips on each, one on each shoulder. The loss to Western Wayne, and then it's just prep, the local rivalry.
Yeah, and knowing that they're not going to be in the district final. A little update now, Lake Lehman and Crestwood, we haven't told you in a while. Lake Lehman wins, they automatically will host next week the District 2 3A Championship. Well, they are in overtime in the mountaintop. Lake Lehman just put up a field goal. They lead 17-14, but Crestwood has the ball. Another squib kick. They've done this a couple times. This is Gianella. Smartly brings it up, and Prep will start for good field position near the midfield.
Penwood Financial Group has been in the local Peckville area since 1987. Together, our team has decades of experience in financial service industry. Whether your goals include preparing for retirement, college, or just building your personal safety net, call Penwood Financial Group, and we will promise you and our full commitment.
Flag down on the far side. I don't know if it's maybe a sideline warning or too many men on the field. They're counting. You count quick, Coach.
I see 12.
Mike Sarah. No official call, but they moved the ball forward. It was a quick call.
Yeah.
Give Prep 5 more yards, and they're inside Cougar territory. Here comes the rush for O'Malley, and out to Rossi, and he caught that off his shoulder pads.
75, Patrick Murphy coming in, putting pressure on Grady in here. Rossi, he drops the ball on this one, which is so unusual for him. He was turning his shoulders to try to get the yardage. Again, be disciplined. You have a lot of time here, Scranton Prep.
Crestwood just won the game. They just beat Lake Lehman in overtime with a touchdown. But Prep is really facing an uphill battle in this one. Here comes the blitz from the outside, and they take him down. Jordan Rebar came in, and he got the sack.
Rebar comes in, putting pressure with the blitz, does a nice job in there taking it on. He swings and misses, but he doesn't stop his pursuit and does a great job taking Grady down.
I'm going to follow up on this point. We never discussed if Lake Lehman loses and Prep loses. Does Lakeland now host the district championship? They might.
They might.
They remain undefeated.
Because they're undefeated.
We'll follow up that conversation shortly. But on the field, Prep's still an uphill battle. Good catch out there. by Gianello. Oh, no, number 6.
Number 6.
Yep, Andrew Durkin.
You'll see this. Durkin just does a quick out. He's uncovered, tucks the ball, and now again, here's the Valley View Cougars defense coming up stingy, and they're hitting them really short, hard and fast, bringing up a 4th and short.
Prep has to go for it. Trailing by 20. Here comes the rush. They take down Grady, but it's complete. Grady gets up slow. It's a figure law first down to their tight end, Gianello.
It was a great job to stand tough in the pocket. Look at this pressure. All he sees white jersey. Gets a nice ball off. Gianello does a great job getting that figure law first down.
We'll give the Chiefs credit. They were in, they were out, then they're in. Now they may host the district championship. if they allow them to. That's a whole nother discussion. We'll wait for the final ratings tonight or tomorrow from District 2. It's knocked down at the line of scrimmage again. I think Ian Little got it, number 24.
He's having a great defensive game today. Bob, if we do have to go up to Lakeland, I think I know where we can go eat.
Oh, man. Pancakes for the crew.
Fluffy pancakes.
Fluffy pancakes.
They do make killer food up there.
Who's that?
I shouldn't say
Wayne?
killer food.
Yeah.
No, they make great food up at Wayne's.
Run Montgomery, and he trips. Look, the turf took him down.
That was Chris Consoretti coming up, putting the pressure on London Montgomery, forcing him to go back inside. You'll see right up in here, he just gets a hand in there. Again, Consoretti does a nice job firming the edge up and forcing Montgomery down.
So a great game in Mountaintop today and good game here this afternoon in Scranton. Montgomery catches it. She has a couple of blocks. It's going to be short of the first down. And another 4th down facing Scranton Prep.
4th and 5 now. Again, London Montgomery does a nice job getting out of the backfield. Gets off one tackle, eludes ball security. Again, that's a coaching point that as running back coaches, you always tell your guys, if you're getting tackled, get 2 arms on the ball.
Five-man rush, 6. They send the blitz, and it's caught. Is it caught? But it's going to be short of a first down. Gianello caught it, but he's 2 yards short. Cougars hold, and they take over.
Sean McInder does a nice job in there. He's right on his hip. He splits his arm in there. But again, that's a great job on concentration, getting that ball in there.
Boy, the Cougar defense has definitely come to play, holding a team that averages coming in, Coach, 47 yards per game. They're holding them to 14 right now.
Wow.
They've done it, and they've done it on the ground, taking the possession time away, and they converted the turnovers into points.
And they really have taken advantage of the penalty situation.
Well, Hawana's going to just air it up. Not sure about this. It's going to be interference, I think, on Rossi, on Mimo out there. Both guys going for the ball.
Defensive pass interference. Number 11, 15 yards from previous spot, results a first down.
You'll see in here, it's number 11 versus number 11. Hawana's just lays it up there. And again, just the contact there. There really isn't face shielding in high school. It was the contact when he fell on top of him.
A little surprised they put it up in the air?
I was.
Yeah.
I thought, let's just keep pounding it, take time off the clock. But I think that's also Coach Wasilchek saying, you know what, we can throw the ball if we need to, so don't forget about that.
Big push again from the offensive line, and that defensive front from Scranton Prep has been on the field a lot.
TJ Noto with that fullback trap inside there, trying to keep him a little bit honest, inside, outside. We're going to try to go deep, spread the ball around. Nice job with the legs, and then you see all the purple jerseys. And again, TJ is a tough young man to bring down.
Timeout Prep, 6:53 remaining in the game. So it's a Keystone College timeout. Coach Gallagher saw something he didn't like.
He didn't have his defense out there. There was a man short.
Full defense.
Full defense.
So it looks like Dallas will host Crestwood for the 4A championship. Excuse me, Dallas will go to Crestwood for the 4A championship next Friday or Saturday. And if this score holds, Lake Lehman and Lakeland will play. And I'm not sure, but I think Lakeland might overtake Lake Lehman and have the top seed.
Don't you have anybody in Harrisburg, like on the hotline?
It's not Harrisburg. I don't know. I have to text some people.
Oh, District 2 would make that decision. I apologize. I'm sure Mr. Majikis is watching this game. He should call you, Coach Bob. I'm sure.
Maybe. Text me. They go back to the grounds. Kilmer. He just shuffles down the line. No gain on the play.
Good job by the defensive front there, stretching that out. And again, they're taking away the running lanes in here. Nice job. They're plugging the gaps, and there's nowhere for him to run now. We have a prep player.
Cavalier. Not sure who that is.
That's number 44, Michael Golay, the junior middle linebacker.
So Prep out of the season, putting up nearly 300 yards per game. Cougars defense playing well as Galay comes up. He was shaken up. Not sure if Scranton Prep will get another game next week. Not decided as of yet. Valley View, of course, they said they're looking for a game. Yeah, Coach just talked about how it's like a bowl situation. You get those extra practices that are very valuable.
Especially when you have such a young team. Every rep counts, and again, game situation's even better.
Little flip out to Noto, and he's going to be close to a figure law first down. I think he might have it. He had to get to the 49.
You'll see that this was just a well-designed play to get right from the get start. Quick hitter, let TJ Noto get out there and do what he does best.
Another injured Cavalier, Max Mulligan, comes up. He's walking it off. And it will be a figure law first down for Valley View. 6:20 left in the game. Prep coming in undefeated. Valley View 2-2 overall because of the forfeit loss to Delaware Valley in week 1. Off the power eye, Kilmer.
Again, the defense for Prep is doing a nice job taking away any of the running lanes, plugging the gaps that could be there. Again, they're beating the offensive linemen out there and the running backs out there to shut that down.
Well, the offensive line are starters anyway for Prep, all juniors. So
these two teams for the next year, possibly 2 years, it's going to come out for the Lackawanna County Championship is going to be between these two teams.
Yeah, for Division II, yep.
And you're going to have to go through these two teams to get to playoffs.
Noto. Another push by that offensive line, and just like that, he gains 5.
It's the same play they run. Kasserin, James Kasserin on this one now is lead blocking. He's taken over a little bit and doing a nice job with that pin and pull that they're doing and trying to just get to the second level. And Noto gains 5 yards, as Bob, as you said, just like that.
Cougars wrap up Hawanitz. Mulligan there getting up. And Rogue.
Looked like they were trying to run some type of an option play in here. Like they lined up in the wing backfield set. They had a fullback and a halfback. So I'm not sure if there's a miscommunication or, but I'll give credit to that defense. They did a tremendous job this series stopping the Cougars from moving the ball.
Valley View in no hurry. The clock just keeps ticking. Bush with the kick. Mulligan back to receive. It goes off the side of his foot. And they'll down it at the 25. Under 4 to play. Valley View on this victory. We'll be right back. We're back. Prep ran a play, got a first down. They handed off to TJ Rogue, and it looks like the Cavaliers are just content now to run this one out. Could be their last game of the season.
Well, they're down by 20 points right now, and I was just trying to do some math quick. They score now, onside kick, get another one. They would have to do another onside kick and score again to try to get this game back in their favor.
So what you're saying is the percentages don't go their way.
It's very, very small.
Credit to the Valley View coaching staff to have this team prepared. Oh, big hit. It's caught by Gianello. It's a big gain for Scranton Prep all the way down to the Cougar 33-yard line. Gianello gets up. He's cramping up, but boy, a big hit put on Grady as he threw the pass.
Again, this is when a quarterback goes, okay, that was a heck of a hit, but you know what? My receiver, we just gained 25 yards. I'm okay with that. That was a huge hit again. Valley View is dialing up some really nice blitzes right now.
Over the middle of Mulligan. About 6-yard gain. Clock will still keep rolling. We're at 2 minutes. Grenier now comes up. Cramping. He's going to run off the field. We need a second player of the game, Coach, for Valley View. TJ Noto is an obvious one. He's had 4 touchdowns today, 3 on the ground and 1 with that interception.
Ian Little has had some key plays in here today at the linebacker spot.
Floated up for Rossi, and he's got it for a touchdown, 29 yards, 93 seconds left in this game, and they put up their 3rd touchdown of the afternoon.
Well, we know Patty Grady likes it, Robert Rossi as his receiver. Great ball, and again, Robert Rossi runs a nice pattern. He gets behind the secondary for that nice touchdown.
Steven in for the extra point. It is up and good, and just like that, it's back to a 13-point game. And as you mentioned, you're looking at an onside kick now.
And we see that they can go very quickly with the quick scores. London Montgomery in that first quarter, 78 yards. And now we saw Rossi with the 26-yarder, making it look easy. And we've seen both teams squibbing the ball on the kickoff. So it'll be interesting to see if Valley View now will put all their skill kids up in those positions to make sure that if they squib it or try the onsides, that they have their best hands team out there.
So Valley View puts the hands team in, as you might expect. So Coach P from Lakeland texted me.
Okay.
He says they will be the #1 seed.
There we go.
Looks like we're heading to Lakeland next week, our favorite place. Here comes the onside kick, and it is taken in quickly by number 25, Matt Smith, and Valley View now can just run this clock out and pick up their 3rd win on the year, and a big one. They win the division title, so that is definitely something to be proud of in 2020.
Yeah, with how strange this year's been, all these positive things that we can try to get out of this season, yeah, absolutely. Hang your hat.
Coach P did say that's his math, though, so it's still
okay.
Okay, we still got to wait for Mike Agnoski to figure out the numbers from District 2. But he's saying he thinks they're going to host.
Okay.
Back to one of our players of the game, Noto, who's, boy, carried the ball a lot. I don't have his official numbers, and he has that INT pick 6. 8 more yards for TJ. And really, you have to, I mean, really credit the offensive line. That's where it starts, as you know.
It does, and without those 5 guys up there, you know, they're in the trenches. They work. They just come to work with their hard hats, their lunch pails, and they just go to work. They're not in it for the glory, but they're in it for the victory. And they know when their running backs are successful and their quarterbacks is successful, it's because they're doing their jobs.
They take a knee. Terry Gallagher is going to call a timeout. He did. So with 42 seconds, little gamesmanship by Coach Gallagher.
Try to force them to punt.
Yeah.
Try to get the ball back, get a quick strike.
Right. If they're going to take a knee and you have timeouts, they call a Keystone College timeout, and Coach Gallagher's going to call them over. So it looks like Scranton Prep will end the abbreviated season 4-1. And Valley View right now 3-2, looking for another game.
Imagine getting a nurse's aide, scholarship, and tuition assistance while getting paid as a CNA. Allied Services has excellent career opportunities for RNs, LPNs, and CNAs. Visit allied-services.org/careers today.
So Valley View runs another play and another timeout called. It'll be 4th down.
I believe that's Coach Gallagher. That should have been his 3rd timeout, so he's done.
Yeah, that is his last timeout. So it's a yard to go on 4th down. Up 13. You could punt it away, but then you risk something big happening. Maybe you just take another knee and give the ball over to Prep right there. What are you doing?
Yeah, well, he's taking a knee. Well, I wouldn't
Or
be
do you
surprised.
just push ahead, try for the first?
I see TJ Noto trying
Yeah.
to get the first and then put the clock in your own hands. Hawana's under center. Maybe quarterback's not.
Big push from the offensive line, and why not? our final figure law first down of the game, and that will do it for the Cougars. And the flags come in. This will be unsportsmanlike on somebody down there. Clock stops momentarily with 27 seconds. But the Cougars came to play.
Coach Hawanitz and his staff.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, 72. 15 yards, automatic, first down.
Christian Kohut called for the foul.
Again, and you'll see in here, you'll see a helmet come off right there. You see the hand come to the back of the helmet, pull it off.
You see a little high-five between Hawanitz and Noto, and they know they did what they needed to do.
And they came in showing that they are going to be a force to be reckoned with. And Bob, you said they were looking to try to gain another game, and I can understand why. When you have all these young kids, they're hungry, they want to show the staff, they want to show their community, their school district that look, we're better than we've shown, and we're doing it right now. We beat a very good Scranton Prep team.
That will do it. High fives around for the Cougars. They win this one 34-21 and knock Prep out of the playoffs and give them their only loss so far of this short season. When we return, Hannah is going to have our Allied Services Players of the Game down on the field, and then Jan and I will wrap things up from the booth. We are back. Valley View celebrating their victory over Scranton Prep. The big 34-21 win. As teams were lining up, we had some words exchanged between some coaches, some players. Not what you want to see, but heads prevailed. Calmer heads prevailed. And
they certainly did.
That's where we're at right now. Both teams will wrap it up and see what happens next week, as we'll have playoffs, but both teams will not be involved in that. So we have one player of the game. We'll go down with Hannah and see if we can get TJ in a minute or so. And Hannah, who do you have?
All right, I have one of the players of the game so far, Colin Skeen. Colin, you guys kicked Scranton Prep off their winning streak. How does it feel?
It feels great. I'm just happy. We were the underdogs all week. Everyone thought we were going to lose. The predictions, they thought we were losing by 20, but we're the underdogs, and that's what we do.
Well, congratulations. You had a huge interception in the game. Walk us through what was going through your head during that.
I saw him throw it up. Our defense gave great pressure on the quarterback, so we had to lob it up, and I just saw it and I went after it.
All right, so now how do you think that this win is going to, push you guys forward in future games?
We're just going to keep the confidence that we had during this game, and we're going to beat teams just like we did today.
All right, Colin, thank you so much. I don't know if we're going to get to talk to TJ. He is the man of the hour. He's getting interviewed by everybody right now. Bob and Jan, we're going to go back to you guys.
Well, TJ had 4 touchdowns today.
He's a wanted man.
He is. And again, have 4 touchdowns in the season. Oh, he's coming over to you, Hannah.
Okay, let's go down. He scored 4 touchdowns. We might as well give him an interview, right?
Sure.
Go ahead, Hannah.
All right, TJ Noto is here. He's ready to talk. TJ, great game for you. Talk us through all the touchdowns that you guys did today.
Yeah, we kind of waited for this game to show me at running back a little bit. I think they were shocked. They weren't expecting it. And our guys up front pounded them. Without those guys, I wouldn't be able to do that.
Now, Scranton was undefeated, so were you guys a little nervous coming into today's game? Was there ever a point you thought maybe they'll win?
No, we weren't nervous. Down at Valley View, Prep is not like that at all. So there's a little more fire under their belts this week than there was any other week.
All right, very confident, TJ. Bob and Jan, you heard it here first. Very confident here, Valley View. Back to you guys.
In a season like this, you take something out of it, and that's what they're taking out of it. They beat their rival, and they won the division, and that's what they're going to hang their hats on. And congratulations to the Valley View Cougars.
And their coaching staff, they prepared those young men great for this game. Prep came out. We thought, oh, boy, here we go. Prep's going to show. And Valley View just did not stop. They didn't back down. They just kept plugging away, and they came out with a great victory.
Nice job again by our Fox 56 sports crew. We want to thank everyone here at Veterans Memorial Stadium and the Scranton School District, especially the maintenance staff. They really take care of the guys here. We like coming here, and hopefully we can be here in the future. For us, that's the end of the regular season, Coach. We're going to head on to the playoffs next week. Look on our social media pages and on the air for our game next week, but we're playoff bound.
Playoffs?
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 We are playoff bound. Congratulations. The final score, Valley View 34, Scranton Prep 21 for Hannah O'Reilly, for Jan Cechek, for the entire Fox 56 Sports crew. This is Bob Ide saying so long from the Electric City.
You're watching Allied Services Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.